everybody. I'm Kelly Ellers.
I'm Jeffrey London.
And this is Volume Up by the Tees.
Quick pause. If you work behind the chair, you know tools matter. I've been loving Arachne hair tools lately. They're thoughtfully designed, look beautiful, and actually hold up to daily use. Simple, intentional, and made for real routines. You can find them at arachne.com.
So we've been up to a lot. I was on spring break. We had the Easter holiday. I have something to report back to about our tree conversation. Where should we begin?
Okay, so spring break. Let's start there. You were gone. You enjoyed yourself. Like what
enjoyed myself.
You care to share with us?
Yeah. So we went to Hawaii. We were in Maui, and we went with another family and all their kids, and it was just a blast. Just wonderful dinners and a lot of laying around. And I can get really used to just having drinks just sort of ushered to me and chicken fingers and just maybe a little sushi, whatever you got. I'm taking it. It was fun. It was, I think I probably gained 10 pounds, but that's neither here nor there.
Worth it. Come and go.
Those Aperol spritzes weren't going to drink themselves.
My best friend is currently in Italy. And
spritzing.
Well, not enough. And so that's every time I get a picture of the family doing stuff. I'm like, I don't see an Aperol spritz in hand.
What are we doing here?
Anyway, but that's, Hawaii.
Yeah.
So you had a blast. You enjoyed. You recharged.
Yes.
All of those things.
I did. Yeah.
In time for me to turn around and go to
and
Hawaii.
You're going to Hawaii.
Yeah. Different island, as it turns out. We are not going to offend the Hawaiians, but it was tough. Geography.
Yeah.
I don't think we do a very good job, mainland, in terms of understanding the intricacies of the islands. There are so many of them.
I'm not trying to do them a disservice, but I couldn't even name them all.
No. And I mean this as a failing of the American education system. I, for the longest time, thought that Honolulu was on the Big Island. The Big Island, also known as the island of Hawaii. So the Big Island is officially named Hawaii, but it is not the island where Honolulu is, which is where the main. Anyway, again, how dumb. I'm hopping to it, everybody.
Just absolutely.
Drag the hell out of us. We deserve it.
We deserve it because we are uneducated with our geography.
Yes,
fully.
but I'm glad that you went and enjoyed and
I did.
Patronized and all of that, and I'm about to turn around and do the same thing.
I know. Two very different experiences you're going to have than I did.
Yes, little kids. I mean, the flight alone is going to be an experience, but not that long. So, let's be clear. California to Hawaii, it's, fingers crossed for me. Send me your
kids are kind of world travelers, though. So,
2 out of 3. That's the issue.
That's right. There's another one now.
That's so remains to be seen. The other 2 are stoked. They're packing their little bags full of shit that we're not going to bring, that we're going to unpack for them. But they're geared up and ready to go. The other one is the one that
she could be unhinged. Who knows? Who knows how that
could be great. I'm manifesting, in your language.
Yes,
a great trip for myself.
Thank you. I'll do the same for you.
Please and thanks. And then obviously lots of other things. Easter holiday.
Yeah.
Did you do any fun Easter egg hunty stuff?
Well, we still do Easter egg hunty, but it's with clues in it. Yeah, I mean my husband does it actually, little clues, and there's little things that the clues
they builds
allude
on.
to. Yeah.
Do they need to find them in order, or is it
no?
Okay.
No, it's quite intricate, I must say. I did.
You guys do holidays big, though.
Yeah,
so
we
that
do.
That tracks.
Yeah, we do. It was great. It was fun.
Oh, I love that.
Fun by all.
We had family in town, and did sort of disjointed baskets and whatever, and it worked out nicely. I feel as long as there's candy and eggs,
I didn't eat any candy.
No.
And I love those eggs. I love, what I like, those Reese's egg shaped ones. Those just hit different.
They sure do.
I would never just get a Reese's. Is that what it is? Reese's?
Yeah, they have the peanut butter eggs. Yeah.
But I would never just go buy a cup.
Yeah, no, of course.
Never.
I've literally never craved. But if it's an Easter or a Valentine's Day package or Halloween, of course I'm going to do it. Of course.
The pumpkins, they get me every holiday.
Yeah, no, I'm big on, as I think we've talked about this before, the Twix whatever shapes.
Yeah,
I think they're
you
Twix
are.
baskets for Easter, and that's great
Oh.
because it's so much more cookie, which I'm all about. We're gonna move on from this topic quickly,
Yes.
but I do just want to say there is nothing better than a nerd's jelly bean.
Really? I thought you were going to say rope.
Holy shit. No, no, I mean they're great too. But for like Easter candy, Nerds jelly beans.
Nerds
If you've
jelly
not
beans.
seen
Okay.
them, get your eyes on them, get a
Hopefully
bag.
not. Hopefully they're not all sold out.
Oh no, I'm being told Starburst. They're good too.
I
Starburst
like
jelly
those
beans and
too, but
Scoo
only the
jelly
pink
beans are pretty good.
ones.
But the Nerds, there's something weird about the texture and like sweet
Is
and
it a
sour. Like
nerd texture?
it
Like, is
is.
it
They're
rough
like
on the
it is
outside?
rough on the outside, so you like crack it, crunch.
Oh no,
It's
I'm not
kind of
taking
like
that
the nerd
risk.
cluster. It's not gonna break a tooth.
I'm not. I'm not
They're
doing that.
not that hard. They're worth it. They're worth
Okay.
it.
Jeez.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Hot
but
tip for
now
next year.
truly, truly. Before we move on to
Yeah.
obsessed or over it, you did leave us with this, which is trees.
Yeah.
We talked briefly. Apparently, there's an update, so I want to give you the
Yeah.
space to give us this update.
Thank you. So the whole thing about trees, which I guess I found out I was the only person who didn't have this information in their brain or was not
Mhm,
taught it. So thanks
mhm.
again, education
Yeah,
system.
truly, truly. Blame
Fail,
them. Mhm.
fail. The thought, if you didn't listen to the last episode, was there's this whole
There's this
whole
what? If you're not
whole
watching us on YouTube,
underground
lots of gesticulations here. Yeah, okay. Underground, uh-huh.
connectivity of the roots, and the trees speak to each other in their own tree language.
This is true.
And what's so beautiful about it that really got me is like the older, more mature trees, when they start to die, they send their energy to the tree closest to them that needs it.
Hmm, hmm.
Okay, so that is what we discovered. So I'm just scrolling Instagram the other day, and my best friend Brooke sends me a story, and she goes, "What? What is this madness? Did you know this?" And I thought she was like trolling me. She
Oh,
wasn't. She's
she didn't
never
know.
heard of it either.
So it really is a failing of the American
Yeah.
education
And that's
system.
two different states. We didn't even go to the
Yeah.
same state school.
Wow,
So
wow, wow, wow,
anyway,
wow, wow.
let us know if you know about the trees. If you don't, go read up on it because it's quite magical.
What
And
is
now
the
I talk
movie?
to him.
Oh
Like
my
now
God.
I
Well, of course you have to, because they're talking to each
and
other.
I'm just like, what are you guys doing today? And then my woodpecker comes and pecks on the and I'm just like, get away.
Oh my God. If you play these clips in isolation. Oh my God. All right, hold on. What is it? Is it War of the Worlds? What is the
I don't know. Clearly, I
animated?
never watched
Come
it
on.
either or read it or whatever you're going to say I should have done.
Okay, so it's The Happening. The Happening
No.
is okay, so that is I think the only reason that I know about this definitively
Yeah.
is because of The Happening. It was not school.
Oh, and what
Okay,
year
so
was that made? Like,
2008, so
okay.
still formative. The plot is as follows. No, hold on. I don't want
Is
that
it like
summation is
true? Is it like a documentary?
no, no,
Or
no, no, no. It's like a
oh,
theatrical release, but it's the plot line is around the trees communicating with each other. Where is that?
wow.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. We
You
can
know I'm
pull.
gonna deep dive into this
No, and
because
you
like
should. You should.
it's
No,
like
it's yeah, The
it's all
Happening
gonna
starring
happen.
Mark Wahlberg
Oh,
and Zoe Deschanel, like deep cuts, very
yoish.
aughts. The overview, the M. Night Shyamalan movie featuring trees and plants causing
Oh,
people to act strangely is The
ooh,
Happening. It's a sci-fi thriller where nature releases airborne toxins, acting as the
ooh.
primary antagonist. The plants don't technically talk with voices, but rather release toxins as a defense mechanism.
I don't like that
No, so
at
that's when they
all.
go bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe don't watch that. But again, that
Yeah,
is how I
that's just like
knew.
giving trees a bad rep.
Cut them all down. What do we need them for? All right, let's get into the next segment, shall
Okay,
we?
let's do it. Yeah.
This is Obsessed or Over It, where we react to products, services, trends, and decide if they're a hit or a miss. We're going to break down what's worth the hype and what isn't, giving our honest takes along the way. Follow along by checking the show notes, looking at this on Instagram, watching us on YouTube, please, if you would. All right, first up is Masters content. Um,
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was a
I've
quick.
been
Okay, so
I've
you're
been
you're
so
obsessed.
invested in this, like more so than ever. And you know what
Now,
got
what is
me? Yeah.
this? Because what is the this that you were referring
This
to?
is, you know how they all wear the little white jumpsuits?
I
You
don't know
don't know
anything.
this?
No, that's what you are schooling me
So
in the best way. So, yep.
the caddies who are actually the golf like coach or whatever, like they're experts. I never really knew that, but now we all
Yeah,
know.
now we
They
do.
wear these like painter like white jumpsuits that like button up,
Okay.
and then they've got the golfer's name on the back. Okay.
Keep
The
going.
cutest thing was yesterday they had the golfers' little kids in the tiny white suits
Oh,
with their
that's
name on the
precious.
back. I mean, just this big. And they had this, and they
Great.
had little plastic golf like clubs, and they were like teeing off
Oh,
after their dad. It was so cute. It was
that's
amazing. Yeah.
that's very cute. So then just to be strict about these rules, am I
Yeah.
responding to the concept of, or am I referring to
Oh,
these
no.
specific fits and things? Because I'm liking what I'm seeing. There's a
Well,
link that we can, yeah. Yeah,
there's a
go ahead.
whole like subculture with the masters.
You are really rocking my world. So go on.
So, I mean, it's the merch. Like you go for the merch and it's like
Well, I can
limited. You
identify with
can't
that.
get it anywhere. You've got to go there. You like wait for hours. I know you're a
Mm.
merch girly, so you would
Yep,
love
yep,
that.
I
I
would.
am not at all. Like I
But you're
don't
into
want to be
this.
merched.
So here we are.
I'm into this. And they have everything from like little golf gnomes to like the patterned belts, all of the things that you could want.
Golf gnomes. Things I didn't think that I was going to talk about with you
You did
today.
not. And
Um,
then everybody dresses to the nines too. So
yeah,
it's kind of like the derby. It's like that
yeah.
southern charming, you know, structured. It's wonderful. So I'm here just to watch the people. I
Okay, so
could care less
you're
about golf.
understood. You're obsessed. I'm obsessed with merch, so I think we're both
Yeah.
going to say that we're obsessed with
Okay.
this. I'm okay with
Obsessed.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we've got Artemis 2
Yeah.
content. Obsessed or over it?
Okay. I'm totally over it.
Okay.
I think I might have been the only one on this planet that didn't really care.
Mm, I
Should
don't.
I say that?
No, you're not alone. I'm also over it. I think it's a problem of like desensitization.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think unfortunately, and I'm gonna say it, I mean all roads come back to our tech overlords ruining things for us.
Right. It's
I
like,
think Katy Perry going to space, quote
yeah,
unquote, has ruined it. I'm
it
like,
fucked all of us up. All
yeah.
of us.
Like this is obviously objectively cooler, more impressive,
Right.
all of the
Right.
things, but I'm like my brain can't take that in right now. Sorry.
I
Sorry.
mean, when
There's a lot going on.
Lauren Sanchez is with Katy Perry,
No, it's true. It's true. So like
you're
sorry,
like, have we
legitimate
all
actual astronauts that have
sold our souls?
trained. No,
Yeah,
like I don't have I can't take that in. I don't have
you're
space.
right. It's the desensitization of it. Here's what is awesome is that, the last time we went to the moon,
Hmm.
women couldn't have a credit card.
Which is yeah, insane.
And now you look at the photos from like NASA, like the headquarters or whatever, and it's like filled with women.
Yep.
So
Including
that,
on Artemis 2, there's a woman
yes,
among
that
the
I'm
crew.
obsessed with.
Yes, that I'll give you that. Yeah, but I think like overall, unfortunately, over it, which is not great, I think, for humanity.
It's not. The one sort of
Oh,
silly
here
thing
we
I
are.
will say.
There are a lot of firsts, we're being
Yeah,
told.
there is.
First
First
woman around
woman,
the moon, first black
black
man,
man.
first
Yep.
Canadian. We love
Hmm.
we love these things.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, again,
Katy Perry and Lauren
ruined it. Ruined
ruined
it.
it. Just ruined it.
I'm like
Yeah.
I'm like Gail King ringing
Oh,
the
help
bell,
me.
but like
Lord
that's
help me.
me day to day. Just
Mm-mm.
like bing, trying my best here to get through.
The silliest thing I will say is that I like burst out laughing when I was watching them in the space shuttle because the woman, she didn't have a hair tie on.
Mm, mm.
Her hair was just floating
Doing
in
things.
gravity. Curly, wavy hair, just going round and
A
round.
marvel.
It
A
was
marvel.
incredible. So, we got to tie it back to hair beauty culture, right?
That's
And
right.
it was
That's
the
right.
hair. It was the
There we
hair
go.
for me
There
in
we
the
go. So
scene.
maybe you don't sound too over it. You sound maybe a little bit
I might
obsessed.
be obsessed.
I'm over it. Okay, next we've got matching fits.
Mm-hmm. And this was all over TikTok, I believe, where was it one specific family where everybody, all the men were wearing pink
Pink
pants
pants
and a
as an
blue
Easter
blazer?
tradition. Yep.
I love that.
It's
I
very
mean, look what
cute.
I'm wearing, pink, blue. Like I adore it.
Yep.
I think it should be a mandatory uniform for Easter brunch. I do.
I mean, it's very classic, very wholesome, very
Yes.
cute.
Would you do it? You'd look nice in that.
I mean, I grew up with this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So like
sure.
I can't
Yeah.
bring myself to do it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think like for sure I get it. I love it. I like a pink pant. I think a pink pant
Yeah.
is fun. It's
Pink
very
pants
preppy.
is
Very yeah.
love.
I'm
Love.
obsessed. Playing the game. I'm
Obsessed.
obsessed with it.
Yeah.
All right. Last but certainly not least, we've got Coachella prep.
Yeah.
So we've
Is
got
that still going on? Like,
well,
don't,
that's
eh,
really it, right? Like,
how many more years? Like, who's going?
well,
Do I
that's
sound
the
old?
no. I mean, it's a little bit
It like
like
was cool like a decade ago.
it was, and the headliners are,
Are they
like
good?
this year, Carol G, first Latina
Mm,
headliner. Like,
that's
there's
cool.
yeah, yes, but it's apparently
Biebs is back? Hell yes. I know. Ick for you.
sorry,
Major ick.
over it. That's not what we're talking. But yeah, Coachella is, I think, a little bit all over the place. But
Yes.
the fits, the like, this is, I think, become a little bit of a joke, of like
Yeah.
influencers and
Yeah.
non-influencers getting themselves
In
ready
the photos,
for
and you're just like, get
like
off.
all of the pre-work. And
Yuck.
I've seen so many like joke accounts making light of influencers and their content strategy for, so it's like it's a lot. Yeah. We're
The
being told,
influencer Super Bowl.
yeah.
Uh-huh. That's what
I
that's
mean,
what
but
people
it
be
is
calling it.
there's also like so much potential for bad and the cultural appropriation
Yeah,
and
I
the
don't.
weird like
I'm
it's just
so over it.
yeah. It's interesting. Yeah. We've evolved so much, and then we really haven't when it comes to like festival season every year. It's like the
Yeah.
same thing that happened. Yeah, so I'm
Braids, Western. Ugh.
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm over it. I'm over it. I
Bye,
think like most
Coachella.
of us.
Hmm. And
Yeah, the
end
end.
with the Fry Festival, right?
I mean,
That was a
maybe it all
trip.
could have.
Yeah, that was a
We'll
trip.
see. There's still this yet to see what
Yes.
happens.
Yeah,
It could be a repeat.
could be. Okay, today on Volume Up, I'm excited. We're joined by Rocky Rumpel and Sarah Lund. Rocky and Sarah are industry leaders at KEVIN.MURPHY, bringing together deep expertise in education, creative direction, and business strategy. Sarah, a seasoned hairdresser and North American director of education, is known for elevating hairdressers through innovative training, editorial work, and global brand initiatives, while Rocky, general manager of North America and executive director of sales and strategy, drives growth through extensive leadership experience across top beauty organizations. Together, they represent a powerful blend of creative vision and strategic leadership, shaping the brand's impact in the professional hair care industry. I got to go and meet Rocky and Sarah, if you've seen our socials, and do a little
Hmm.
tour of the office,
Hmm.
and they are fantastic.
Yeah, this one is one you're definitely going to want to stick around for. So much insight that we get
Yeah,
into, and they're both just like a good time. So
good time.
we've been interestingly having two guests on of
We
late.
have. You're
Like there's
right.
been a few. We went from like it's only one person to two. Anyway, I say it because it's fun. It was fun. This one was a good one.
Fun. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Read the Tease, and send in questions to volumeup@thetease.com.
But before we get to the interview, let's talk Tease beauty news. First up, we've got Texture on Set 2026, building infrastructure for textured hair excellence. For years, conversations around textured hair in fashion have centered on representation. Behind the scenes, however, models, editors, and hairstylists have been pointing to a deeper issue. The industry itself was never built with textured hair in mind. Award-winning editorial hairstylist Naima LaFond is confronting this reality head-on through Texture on Set, an annual large-scale production event now entering its third year. This year's flagship event, taking place on April 29, 2026, at the Box Factory in Industry City, Brooklyn, represents a turning point. The moment textured hair moved from niche concern to an infrastructural imperative. Texture on Set confronts how deeply embedded the problem is across the industry, from casting and hiring to production timelines and creative direction. The initiative brings together decision makers across fashion and beauty to systematically redesign how the industry is equipped to support textured hair at every level. Head to thetease.com for more on the event and how to attend. Kelly, we are the official media partner of Texture
Yay.
on Set this year. I'm going to be there in person. This is so exciting. Again, third year, best yet. I mean, the
Going
lineup,
strong. Yeah.
it's
The lineup
so
is
powerful.
incredible. And this is the content we need to be talking about, right? So,
Mhm.
texture on set, check it out. The third edition of the Green Beauty Community Guidebook is available now. Developed in collaboration with Pivot Point and in alignment with the Professional Beauty Association, the Green Beauty Community has now produced the third edition of its guidebook. This updated edition reflects a more business-focused approach to sustainability, helping professionals understand how sustainable practices connect to risk reduction, profit protection, client and employee trust, and stronger day-to-day operations. The guidebook is designed to serve as a practical roadmap for beauty pros, educators, students, and business leaders who want to build healthier, more resilient, and more future-ready operations. Head to thetease.com to learn what's inside and how to grab a copy for yourselves. Jeff, we've been longtime supporters of the Green Beauty Foundation. They're doing some great work.
They really are. We are excited to be listed among others in the media section. Happy to have partnered with
Yeah.
them. So important the work that they're doing to make sure that sustainability is top of mind. And we know that a lot of our listeners are into that. So go and check out that resource. Why don't you? Also, it's Earth Month, so take the Green Beauty
Oh,
Pledge.
it is.
Yeah, there's that. Thank you so much to our contributors and our editors for this week's beauty news. And don't forget to check out more stories like these over on thetease.com. As always, we have this week's top beauty stories that you need to know about. Kelly, you're going to bring me into this world.
I am.
These, yes,
I have a feeling
yep.
you're not here. You're not at
I'm
all
not, but
here.
I'm ready to go there.
You might be
So,
the only one, again, on the planet that's not talking about protein. Protein,
yep.
I'm sick of hearing about it. So Vogue's talking about protein.
Mm,
5 signs you're not getting enough protein. And when you deep dive into this, like, you need to eat a lot of protein.
turns out, yeah,
And I don't even think, in my Dr. Christina, one of my best friends, she's gonna kill me for this, but
yeah.
I just don't think it's possible. Like, I'm not the gal that like has her beef stick to get her extra 10 grams
I
in.
understand. I understand. I know. I know.
I've tried to be her and I'm not her. So you know what's going to happen to me? I'm going to lose muscle mass. I
Turns
might
out.
have brittle nails and hair loss, cravings between meals, mood swings. Goodness gracious.
Mm.
Anyway, we need to have 30 grams of protein in every meal, the size of your fist. Are you going to be a protein guy?
That's a lot of protein.
There's not protein in
That's-
Nerds jelly beans.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Damn.
I know. It's like,
Wow.
how many eggs can you eat? You just like, anyway, I found that interesting that now even Vogue is dipping their toe into the protein conversation. So anyway,
Listeners, are you eating enough protein? I'm certainly not eating 30
No.
grams each meal worth.
no,
Damn.
absolutely not.
Damn.
We should try it one day though. Like
To
how
see what
much?
happens.
Like, especially because you don't eat meat, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're gonna have to have tofu and all. I don't even know what. Is
They
there
were saying
protein in
lots
tofu?
of Greek yogurt. There is, yeah, there
Oh.
can be. I guess there's
Yeah.
also additives. That's the thing. I'm like mostly
And I
trying to avoid.
hate protein bars and
Yeah.
like the powder. Blech, looks
Yeah.
so gross. Yeah.
No thanks. No thanks. No thanks.
No, we're over it. This isn't
some-
obsessed. You're over it. But
Yeah,
we're
but
over
we're
it.
over
We're
it.
just gonna eat what we're gonna eat. Okay.
Yep. So this is a good segue into something. I mean, we just talked about,
Yeah.
is Coachella still a thing? It is a thing. So much so that Birdie is putting together festival trends that they expect to see.
Yes.
And I don't think there's any surprises on the list if you've sort of been aware of
Nada.
Coachella. Yeah. So first is crochet. I would expect that, that's going to be a thing.
Yes.
Western elements, like who's not wearing a cowboy boot? Or a cowboy hat. Floaty little dresses. It's hot as hell. We understand that that's a necessity. Indie sleaze is back. So all things 2016. I think the example that they've got is
like that.
I mean,
I could get
looking
behind that.
like Kate Moss, looking, that's classic.
Oh, yes.
Bespoke basics. So really
It's
trying
a
to have
bespoke basic.
like a studded shirt.
Doesn't seem that basic, but
well,
none of these are new. This was a stretch headline.
No, yeah.
A touch of sparkle.
Who's
Yeah.
not? Yeah.
Bits for a prince. No. Tiny shorts. Yeah, sure.
Purple.
Anyway.
That's an interesting way of, yeah.
Bieber purple. That's what the
Mm.
headline said. Bieber purple, which you are not into that.
Do you associate purple with Bieber?
No. Why
Yeah.
would you? I don't
I mean,
even
I guess
understand that.
I do
correlation.
remember his like little swoopy haircut and the purple
Oh
hoodie.
gosh, that was a
But
long time ago.
Yes, Kelly. Yes, it was.
Like when Coachella was cool.
Damn, 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 damn.
Woo!
Whoa. If you're listening to this and you've been there, we want to hear how that went for you.
We
Okay,
do.
look, last one, and then we're gonna get into
Yeah.
our interview.
Yeah.
This one, I think
Yeah.
went viral for good reason. So this is a People exclusive.
Hmm.
There's a TikToker, a runner, who had long, luscious hair and a big, thick beard.
Like Jared Leto.
Hmm.
Leto?
Yep,
Leto.
Leto.
Leto. I
Hard
mean,
to say.
he's not
Yeah.
quite there, but he's
No, but
close.
it's yeah, yeah, yeah. It's giving
It's giving
that.
that.
Yeah. And yeah, so he's a runner and one day he decided that he was gonna cut all of his hair and shave his beard.
Yeah.
And
I think the sentiment was grow it back.
tough
Isn't
for
it
like
wild?
everyone on the internet to be like, what the fuck did you do?
I
Like
don't even,
that's
it doesn't
hard.
even look like the same person. Like
No,
his
he
eye
really
shape
doesn't.
is different.
He
Like it,
truly does not look like the same person.
no.
Yeah, that's
I
wild.
mean, you went from like the surfer dude to like the corporate dude, you know?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
just, it's wild how much of a difference. And why would you cut that beautiful curly hair off? But
Well,
same to you. You
I was
cut
gonna
yours off.
I know because mine's not as beautiful. I mean his hair is like really, really full and thick and
Stunning.
was a great
Yeah.
length and the whole thing. And the
It was
beard,
a
like
vibe.
yeah, he just looks like an entirely different person. And
Yeah.
not like a bad,
No,
but like it's just very, very different.
polar opposites.
It is shocking the difference. So that's
Yeah, it makes
tough.
you think like facial hair, how much that really does define
Hmm.
someone or
Hmm.
not, right? So
Hmm.
I know you're not going to ever cut yours, shave it off, right?
I don't think so. I don't.
It
I
looks good
when
on
I
you.
not when I look at like this, no, like this worries me. Like what's beneath, you
Yeah.
know? You
Like,
almost like better
eek.
not,
Yeah.
yeah, better not to.
Better not to just
It's the
know what's
devil
on
you
the,
know versus
yeah,
the devil you
right,
don't kind of
right.
thing, you know?
Yeah. We don't
And
need to
now
know
he
everything
knows.
that's on the bottom of the ocean either. So we're just gonna let it be.
Exactly. It's like the happening. We just let those things talk to each other. We don't need to bother them. Okay.
Let's get to the real meat of it, shall we? Our interview, Jeff's interview with Sarah and Rocky is up next.
Sarah Lund is a dedicated hairdresser with over 17 years of experience in education, stylist business, and editorial hairdressing. Currently serving as the North American Director of Education at KEVIN.MURPHY, Sarah specializes in guiding hairdressers and sales teams through enhanced communication, educational learning journeys, and inspirational approaches to the brand. Prior to her current role, Sarah excelled as Style Master for KEVIN.MURPHY, where she led teams of hairdressers nationwide, contributed to global fashion weeks, and cultivated a career in editorial hairstyling. Her natural ability to connect with audiences has consistently driven growth and heightened brand affinity within the competitive beauty market. Sarah is deeply passionate about fostering a harmonious blend of business acumen and creativity among hairdressers and herself. She continues to actively contribute to KEVIN.MURPHY campaigns, present on stage, and serves as the official hair director of PARAISO Miami Beach during Miami Swim Week. Sarah also plays a pivotal role in leading and creating content for SESSION.SALON, a specialized business program designed to empower hairdressers as well as conducting sales trainings and events aimed at fostering deeper connections in salon environments and enhancing brand messaging through the brand podcast and PR events. Rocky Rumpel is the general manager of KEVIN.MURPHY North America, a senior executive and entrepreneurial leader with over 20 years of experience in executive management, acquisitions, marketing, and account management within the global beauty industry. He is recognized for building and developing high-performing, cross-functional teams and for a collaborative leadership style that leads by example. Rocky brings a strong track record in both domestic and global strategy, consistently driving growth with optimism, energy, and a forward-thinking mindset. Rocky has a deep-rooted connection to the professional beauty industry, both professionally and personally. Having a brother who's a hairdresser gave him an early appreciation for the craft, the community, and the meaningful impact the industry has on both artists and clients. Passionate about leadership, Rocky has proven history of developing top talent and fostering cultures that empower individuals and teams to perform at their highest level. Sarah, welcome back to the podcast. How's it going?
Oh, so good. I'm very, very happy to be back with the teas today.
We are thrilled to have you on Volume Up. And we've got a new first timer. Rocky, welcome to Volume Up. How's it going?
Going really well, really well. Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for having me. Very excited to be here with the teas.
We are excited to have you both. Let's just get into it. Both of you are at KEVIN.MURPHY, obviously of different roles. I would love to understand what they are, and just sort of situate us so that our listeners know with whom we are speaking. Again, they might be familiar with Sarah because if they've been listening, then hopefully they listened to that episode. But if not, let's do a crash course. Sarah, what's your role at the Kevin Murphy?
Yeah, I'm happy to say it again. But I am the director of education here at Kevin Murphy. I think it's important to talk a little bit about my background, very, very briefly, but I have been with Kevin Murphy full time for nearly 12 years. And I started off freelance before that for about 5. So I have a very, very long history and a big, big love for this brand. But I do think it's important to note that I am a hairdresser. So in this position, I am a hairdresser. I work with hairdressers. I've been in the shoes. I've been in lots of different roles. So it gives me a special little insight when it comes to planning out education.
Out of curiosity, what does a day in the life of a director of education look like? I'm like genuinely curious about this. Like, I would imagine you got a lot of competing priorities. But could you even synthesize what is a day like?
What is a day? Every day is just a little bit different.
Sure.
Yesterday, for example, we had to pull out 6 to 7 cases of wardrobe and sort through all of those. So that's a very different kind of day for all of our shows and events and reorganize them for the year. A lot of it comes down to planning with distributors, helping to support my team that I have. So there's a lot of just planning and development and moving around and switching and looking at events and seeing what we can do different and special this time versus last time. And, just a lot of little putting out little fires everywhere, little things that just sort of arise throughout the day.
I think you don't have to be the director of education to identify with that.
I think so.
Yeah, Rocky, if you could tell us about your role.
Yes, so I am the general manager for North America. So I oversee all different areas of the business, whether it's sales, marketing, different parts of the education. And so Sarah and I work hand in hand with each other. And, when she says that she was putting together wardrobe yesterday, there was lots of clothing all over, laid throughout the office. So it was actually very, very interesting to see all the different pieces and layers. And she was able to walk me through, hey, we use this at this show, we use this at that show. So it was really cool to have her reflections on that as well.
Teamwork makes the dream work, as they say. Rocky, I mean, you just mentioned top level, you're overseeing all aspects of business. But I'm curious, similar to what I just asked Sarah, day to day, what are you focusing on most? I cannot imagine that we can know all of the things you do, but I am curious, what does a day in the life look like?
Yeah, so day in the life for me is varied. No 2 days are the same, which is great. I love it that way. So there is no repetitiveness. So sometimes you're working within sales or working within product movement, understanding where bottles are getting transported, liquids getting filled, logistics overseas, getting it to the States and or to Canada. Or some focus are on marketing and where it's going to be our social strategy and where that direction is really heading. So depending on the day, it's really overarching, where is the strategy of the brand? Where do we see ourselves in a year or 2 years down the road? And how can we really work towards each one of those milestones to make sure that we're achieving them?
Well, that is a beautiful intro to what we are going to get into in this pod. We're going to pick your brain and talk all about strategy for brand. But before we get there, let's do what we do for most of our guests, which is ask how the heck you arrived at the professional industry. Obviously, Sarah, you are yourself a pro. Rocky or not, let's start with you. How did you become familiar with this industry, Rocky?
Yeah, so I got involved with the industry really through my older brother. My older brother is a hairstylist, so I've started to get involved with it. Now I have no creative standpoint for my fingertips and cutting hair or doing hair color, although I did learn how to tear foils extremely well and learned how to really get those off symmetrically. So that was my experience within actual hairdressing. But my older brother is the one who really got me into the industry. And so I understood through him different parts of the industry, through manufacturing, through distribution, and really started my journey through distribution and worked on the distribution side for roughly 10 years before moving over and working into the manufacturer side for the last 11, 12 years or so. So it's an exciting journey. It's something that, in hindsight, I could never see myself doing anything else. The people that you meet through the industry is just absolutely amazing. And the creativity of the hairdressers that you meet on a day-to-day standpoint, it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing like this industry. Sarah, I'm curious, have you ever tested Rocky on his foiling skills? I mean, now that he just disclosed this, have you, has that been a point of
No, but
conversation?
I made a note in my phone and I've set a
Great,
calendar date. So,
great.
we'll be putting that to the test for
Yeah, I'm
sure.
I'm curious. Let's circle back to that one. So Sarah, I mean, again, you're a pro, but did
Yep.
did you know from the jump, and this was something you always wanted to do? Were you playing with Barbie? Like, I'd love to understand that. I mean, this we ask of most of our guests, but it's important because
Yeah.
people identify with like this journey of discovery of how they came to beauty.
So I actually started off my journey in the industry as an esthetician. So
Mm.
skin is actually where I was very, very interested in. And I still have like a mad love for skin and ingredients and skincare and all of those things. So that's where I started. I mean, I'm just kidding. There's a bit of a filter, but that's where I started is working as an esthetician. But I will tell you my first week in aesthetic school. So I went to like a whole cosmetology school that offered everything.
Hmm.
My first week, I was like, ooh, I want to be with the hairdressers. So I just felt it from the energy, like the energy in the room, the energy of the hairdressers. I became friends with one of the cosmetology students, and we ended up working together like a couple of years later, which was really exciting. But I will say my first week in aesthetics, I knew I wanted to be with the hairdressers. So when I went into it, I worked in a spa for a bit, but I actually ended up working in a salon. That was this kind of like cool, like downtown vibe, like salon. And from there, I actually went to hair school, like while I worked in as an esthetician, probably about a year later, because I knew that's where I was meant to be.
And here you are all of these years later. Guys, let's get into the first question before we do some sort of myth busting, which is around Kevin.MURPHY as a brand. From your POV, I mean, the top, brass at the company, what do you think makes the brand unique as compared to other professional brands? I mean, you're in this space, you see competitors and, maybe not competitors. What do you think is central to the DNA of Kevin.MURPHY that makes it so hotly desired? It's a cult
Special.
favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
special, all of the things. Rocky, do you want to start?
Sure. I would say what makes us unique is our culture, first and foremost. The Australian culture, Australian companies are not something that you see throughout the global network very often, and so I think being an Australian company by DNA, you start to see that really bleed over into other areas of the business. And so for us here, being based out of Salt Lake, it's a very casual environment. It's a come as you are type of environment, very accepting environment. And so whether it's the culture of the company and how we really approach things, you could talk about the product, the performance, and the ingredients that are originated to actually make the product. But I think there's a lot of different variances that make us unique as a company. You could also go towards the design aspect.
Mhm.
Having a design that was designed 20 plus years ago, that's still relevant to today, I think is really, really cool to actually have, because it's not something that someone could claim that they have within a range from to be relevant 20 years later. That's pretty neat.
I think Rocky took all mine.
You're the OG, Sarah. I'll let you.
Well, I think it's really interesting, Rocky, for us to be able to answer, like both of us answer this question, because coming in, like I grew up at Kevin.MURPHY, like, so it's really cool, but to have very similar answers behind it, I think is what's very special. I would say like one thing, having Kevin behind Kevin.MURPHY makes Kevin.MURPHY very special. Kevin is an incredible hairdresser, but he has this ability to predict what's cool in a way that I have never experienced before. Like you can see something that he's putting out and you're like, well, okay. And then it's cool. And you start to see it everywhere. And that there's something, just a very special innate ability that he has in order to do that. So I think we're always just kind of on this edge of coolness that like is really helps and is really
Casual.
desirable. But the edge of coolness, quote that. But I also think for me, we have these things that really attract people or like pique interest, but what keeps people is performance. And one thing that I know that we can really hang our hat on is front to back. Like our stylers are strong, our color is strong, our shampoos and conditioners are strong. And so just having that quality and innovation behind the products and that reassurance that it's going to work for you, I think is what keeps that loyalty can keep that loyalty for a really long time.
Yeah, for decades, as you guys have said. Yes. Okay. All right. So let's do some myth busting if we could. We're gonna start, I think, later, and we'll get into some heavier stuff. So Sarah, if you could, yeah, if you could, I mean, you really just said it. The myth: eco-conscious formulas compromise professional results. Is this something that you stand behind?
Myth. And here's why.
Yep.
So there's, well, we can get into this as big or as little as we want, but I do believe there's a lot of greenwashing when it comes to things and a bit of fear mongering when we talk about ingredients.
Yep.
And I think what I find so special when it comes to our formulations, because we can't look at ingredients singularly, we have to look at formulations. It's combining the best of science and nature. So there's really incredible things that grow out of the ground or grow on trees that can benefit our hair, skin, nails, but we do need science to make them perform better. Science gives us the bioavailability, like science allows us to absorb better into the hair and skin and nails and all of those things. So there's this really beautiful, I think, marriage of science and nature, just creating incredible performance out of products.
And that's what you get with KEVIN.MURPHY.
Down the middle.
Yep. All right, we're gonna do one more. Washing hair less frequently actually improves scalp health.
Myth.
And why is that? I mean, this is something that I think people are pretty stuck on. I mean, maybe not pros, they know better. We hope that they know better. But consumers are really doing this thing of like, well, I just don't wash, and I mean that's better, right? I mean, you're saying it's not.
And I'm gonna say myth, but I am going to put a caveat on top of
Great, complicated. Yep.
Yes, that I am a 1 to 2 times a week hair shampooer. So do as I say, not as I do is my caveat behind this. I think myth, but I think it's dependent because scalp health requires like the same ingredients or the same care that is like on our skin, on our face. I think sometimes we treat our scalp a little bit differently than we treat our face. Imagine not washing our skin or not washing your face, but once or twice a week and the results that we would get. So that what can happen if we're not washing our hair often enough is we get buildup. Anytime we have buildup, we're choking out our hair follicles. We're not allowing or we're creating barriers. So we're not able to like receive and absorb ingredients into our scalps. So I would say myth, like with a bit of a caveat, depending on our lifestyle, depending on the products that we use, depending the amount of products that we use can always sort of change those things. But pushing the limits, I don't believe is the healthiest thing for our scalps.
Well noted. I think that was an important and appreciated caveat. Next question, myth or truth here. It's better to layer styling products than to stick to one hero product.
Truth. Absolutely going truth on this one.
All right.
And I'm going truth because there is not one need that our hair has, right? Like in order to create bespoke, customized solutions for ourselves, for our clients, we need to look at what all of those needs are, but also all of the desires, because my hair might need something, but my personality might want something else, right?
Yep.
Like I live in Utah. It is so dry. There's not a drop of water in the air. So I need hydration, but I want volume. So I need to be able to like treat the hair in the way that it needs to be treated, but also to be able to have my cake and eat it too, right? Being able to do the things that get us the results that we want from a styling aspect. So yes, truth.
Truth. All right. So not all myths. We are doing some myth busting here. Rocky, one for you. And we're really just diving in. We'll go back to some lighter fare. Myth or truth? KEVIN.MURPHY is no longer working with independent distributors.
Myth. We are absolutely still working with independent distributors. In fact, we've just launched a new independent distributor within the last week, which we're very, very excited about. So KEVIN.MURPHY has always been a part of independent distributors, and it's been part of our genetic and our DNA or makeup.
Mhm.
which has really been fantastic, and we appreciate the support. We have recently expanded into some store networks across the US market within Salon Centric, but we are continuing to support the independent distributor and see that as a huge value for Kevin Murphy in the field.
So, on the heels of what you just said, another myth or truth. Kevin Murphy has teamed up with Salon Centric alongside independent distributors to make accessing product around the country easier.
Absolute truth.
There we go.
Yes. That's true. Absolutely. So we're very excited about this move for Kevin Murphy. It gives us an opportunity to really expand the market with two things really in mind, which is awareness and accessibility. And so we really want to stress the awareness for the hairdresser and really driving the awareness of the brand for the hairdresser, but also providing the accessibility for the hairdresser to actually be able to reach the product. And so we have expanded within Salon Centric network into stores, which represent about 900 plus stores. And we continue to support independent distribution, what we refer to as a street level. And we're really excited about both channels actually coexisting in the market and actually having success working.
Another big one that I think will be important to clear up, myth or truth, Kevin Murphy has been acquired by a large corporation in the beauty industry.
Myth.
Rocky, can we say it at the same time? Myth.
I think that's
We'll allow it. Yep. Okay. All right. So an important clarification, it is a myth. Why so?
Yeah, important clarification. We've partnered with Salon Centric, and Salon Centric is a subsidiary of L'Oreal. It is a distribution arm of L'Oreal, but it is merely a partnership from a store network. So what we refer to as a brick and mortar store network partnership. In no way, shape, or form have we been acquired by L'Oreal or a division within L'Oreal. It is an opportunity to provide, again, as I mentioned, more accessibility for the hairdresser to reach these wonderful products and be able to experience them across the North America.
Rocky, this is not a myth or truth. I'm going to ask you a follow-up, which is, Sarah, honestly, you can chime in here too. Why do you think that people assume if there's some sort of change of distribution that it equals in their thinking that brand has been acquired? I mean, this is like really a big one that's come up. People thinking that there's a change of ownership and oh, everything that this portends equals, badness awaits. What do you think that's about?
I think from what I hear, the conversations that I have, there is a lot of fear around it. Because people do see the two things together, that Salon Centric and L'Oreal. And I mean, I didn't really understand it as much until like being on this side of it. I mean, even their presentations are separate. Like they come to like a partner brand summit that is a completely separate event than they have with any of their other brands that they have. So there is a big line between that, but I don't know, unless you're in it, that that line exists. And I think there's a lot of fear around it because it goes back to our formulations and the performance of the products. They're just afraid it's going to change something. And so it creates a lot of uneasiness and it creates a lot of like anxiousness around like, what does the future look like?
So to that end, that's a beautiful segue into this next section we want to get at for salons that are listening. So pros, independents, the whole thing, who are unsure of what this change means. What should they know from the two of you? What is to change here?
Yeah, I from my perspective, Jeffrey, I think it's important to recognize that Kevin Murphy is still a privately held company. That's important to get across, and it's important to realize that Kevin Murphy himself is a real human being. He's still very involved with the brand. And Kevin spent time actually this past year going out and really promoting new education platforms and shows that we're doing called Hair's a Thing, which has been very, very exciting. And we've had tremendous results in exposing Kevin Murphy back into the market himself. It's been some years since he's been here, but we're still privately held. We're still very Aussie. We are still operating as Kevin Murphy, the independent entity that we are.
And Kevin, as he has always been, if not even a little bit more nowadays, is still in product development. And if Kevin dreams up a product or thinks there's a need for a product, like I'm like, if Kevin needs it, then like I
We all do.
definitely need it. Yeah, like we all do. So his involvement in product development, not only in like package color choices and package shapes and ingredients and smells and all of that stuff, he's always played such a big role in, and he continues to do so. So none of that is changing. You'll still get the same quality product hitting the shelf.
Sales representatives are not changing, is my understanding. What is changing, if you could, Rocky?
So we've had some distribution shifts within the market. So there you will experience some sales rep changes during that time. We are growing our market. And so for Kevin Murphy, the brand, we are actually in the process of actually growing more Kevin Murphy direct representatives in the market, as well as partnering with other independent distributors in the market to really provide a holistic approach to how we're actually serving the hairdresser. So we believe there's tremendous value in getting closer to the hairdresser and actually understanding more of what it is that they need so we could deliver it as a brand.
And I think,
oh, go ahead.
Speaking to the hairdresser in this, one of the biggest benefits that like these additional partnerships bring is greater accessibility to education. Like that is the biggest piece that I mean, trust me, y'all, it's keeping me very, very busy trying to plan all these things. But we have education now coming from multiple channels where we have salon-centric education that's happening both in-store and virtually. We have Kevin Murphy education that's happening at our academy and virtually. And we have in-salon and distributor education that's happening either in salon, in person, and virtually. So the channel that we have for offering education has grown 3 times, as in we had one opportunity previously. We have 3 different like opportunities for education. So inspiring, we know the best thing that can happen for a team of hairdressers is putting another hairdresser in front of them and talking about what we love. And we just have such a greater accessibility and opportunity for that with all of these changes that have come about, which is so exciting.
So if you could, Sarah, talk to me a little bit about that breakdown you described in terms of the 3 prongs, as it were. You mentioned how busy you are. What is this looking like in terms of bringing Kevin Murphy education to the masses?
Yes, to the masses. So, yep, we have lots of different things here. So there's a lot of kind of arms to this. But us being able to, like, Rocky kind of launching a new rewards program for us is number one, we've written education right into rewards. So like as you earn rewards through Kevin Murphy, you know exactly what you're meant to receive. There's no gray area. Like this is exactly what I get like at the level that I have. So number one, that's in salon education that's offered. There's a virtual platform that goes with that. So anyone earning rewards gets access to free virtual education through Kevin Murphy. So that's our little bit. Then we have our academy that exists here in Salt Lake City at our academy. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I mean, you can kind of see the view. It's the
it is.
So we have this incredible time and opportunity to come here and receive education here at the academy. And then our academy actually goes on the go as well. So that's our team, either guest artist or our Style Color Master team. That's our internal education team. So it's the best of the best education that you get out in the market. So that's just the one arm of us. Then we have, our partner distributor education, what they're doing, cluster classes, providing extra in-salon education, those opportunities to help grow, plus the virtual platform that each one of our distributors hosts. And then a big, huge difference is this salon-centric education. Rocky mentioned those 900 stores. About 300 of them have education spaces in them. And so we are in the midst of planning second half of the year. We've just finished the second quarter. So we're looking at planning that whole entire second half of the year. And we're seeing there's going to be so many opportunities for education to walk into a local store and take a Kevin Murphy class to top up on education, and then an entire virtual platform. So we're looking at a huge, massive growth in education opportunities.
So education, obviously very important to brand, and it is where there's a lot of investment in terms of obviously dollars, but effort. I mean, you're talking about all of this work that's going into it. How else is the brand maintaining its relationship with stylists? And education is obviously a big part of that, but there are other parts, and I'm curious, like, what are you all doing as brand to make sure that that loyalty is sort of felt reciprocally?
I think the rewards program is a really big way to do that. Just rewarding our customers that have been with us for a long time, that are like, investing in the brand. We want to invest back into them with different like kickbacks and back bar and all of those things that come with a rewards program. And it's a robust program within our rewards. It's huge amounts of give back and I guess rewards, again, for the lack of a better term, if I can say that word one more time. It really does give a lot back to our stylist. And this I feel like is a little bit alongside education, but like the industry events that we're now participating in. Here's the thing that Rocky talked about with Kevin going on a tour. While it is education, it's also connection. You will learn something, but I think sometimes what comes from those is the connection, because our sales team's there. Rocky's at every single one of the shows. I'm at every single one of the shows. So we're also there, like, connecting and speaking and having conversations. And sometimes the best, most powerful thing you can give someone is time. And I think just spending a little bit of time and having conversations with people is a really huge way to connect and to stay connected.
That's so important that you said that. And a really like a gem for this. Rocky, I'm curious, having gone to these tour stops, anything in particular that stands out from you or for you in terms of like a convo or an insight from someone that you wouldn't have otherwise heard?
Yeah, Jeffrey, it's a great question. I would say not only is it a conversation that we had, but it's also visual. And what I mean by that is Kevin himself has not been in North America and traveling in a couple of years. He's been unable to get out there and really do some of these shows. And so to have him back into the market, you see the passion from the hairdresser and how excited they are to actually see Kevin live in person. And so from my personal experience, I wasn't around during the 50s and 60s and don't really never had the opportunity to see how people fade and collapse at Beatles concerts, but I would equate that to Beatles concert to today. To see Kevin walk out and to see how excited people are to see him and taking photos with him. Sarah does have to be his official bodyguard at times to make sure
Just holding people off.
But to physically see how happy everyone is to be in the presence of Kevin, and Kevin's such an approachable person. And so I think about the other lens, Jeffrey, of seeing how Kevin actually interacts with the crowd. He's very relatable. He's very approachable. He's very relevant. And so I think that's really important for us as a brand, because it really comes across with our brand of being a premium brand, but being also very relatable. And so the conversations I have with stylists are, we're so excited to see Kevin here. We're very excited about the enhancements that you all have made as a brand. We're starting to see the effects of those. And so that lets me know, Jeffrey, that we're really moving into the right direction. It's not easy, change. It's not easy, but there is upside as you start to work through the process. And so right now we're working through that process of change. And with that change has come enhancements for us as a brand that are ultimately going to be able to service the hairdresser more.
Well, I want to get into some more enhancements, as you've been putting it, but I do want to emphasize that something that hasn't changed about brand is the importance of creativity and the way in which editorial inspo is sort of threaded into so many aspects of how the brand presents itself and comes to market. Do you attribute this to just Kevin, to others? I mean, it just seems like it's so intrinsic to brand, and definitely something that stands out with brand as compared to others in this space. What do you guys attribute that to? How are you unlocking the sort of like unlimited creativity that's coming out? Because you don't see that with everybody.
Yeah, Kevin. I mean, that's where it started, right? I think that's the starting point, is building a brand around what Kevin did. I mean, Kevin made the brand, he made the products, he started mixing them up in the back of the salon, like for his clients, and finding different things that he needs. And like, that's truly where it came from. And then, you have to hire scientists and make it on a bigger scale. But
Yeah.
it like really does come from creating a product out of a need that he had on set is grassroots, like that really sort of fight down, like simple level of where it comes from. And I'm really glad that you said that, because one of the things that attracted me to the brand 18 years ago was the imagery. It was so different than
It's
anything
so strong.
you had ever seen. Yeah. And it's the imagery at KEVIN.MURPHY. When you look at things, it's not just about the hair, it's about the entire picture. It's the outfit, it's the background, it's the expression, it's all of those things. So it is an editorial. Even if you're not realizing it, that's where the editorial thing, that one single picture tells a story, right? It's capturing a moment in time. And there's something so special. And that really has just sort of filtered through like how we speak and the conversations. And it has inspired so much of what we do. But I will say, from like having that editorial or fashion standpoint really gives you a lot of flexibility in what you do, because if it's fashionable can mean 1 million different things, especially at this current time in history. Because I like to tell this kind of story, because if you can think back of the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, 70s, 80s, there's a very clear picture of what fashion looked like. And it's not so clear now. Fashion more.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean? But fashion more is about realizing identity. And it's about like your personality. And so it's a really beautiful time to be in fashion or to be a hairdresser, because that's what we're doing for people. And so I think that fashion aspect becomes more relatable than it ever has been, because it isn't just about creating this look from the 60s. It's about how do I create to help my client like put their best foot forward to feel their most confident, whether that is a 60s influence or a 90s influence or both. It's gives us that thing where everything can be fashionable. Right now, it's really about how we wear our fashion or how we interpret fashion.
Yeah, it's an emotional journey. And so as Sarah mentioned, Kevin's very much still involved with the brand. And I think to our conversation earlier, it's an advantage that we feel like we have being a privately held company, that we could have a creator and a founder still very involved with the brand. And so when we look at our three pillars, being fashion, performance, and environment, those are all very critical for us and how we actually develop the brand and the brand lingo as an extension of Kevin himself. And so the editorial piece that everyone sees, that's very much that brand extension of fashion and how we're actually approaching that. If something really doesn't meet all three, not just 1 out of 3, but all 3, Kevin's not in on it. For us as a brand, if something is in fashion, if something has performance and has environment, then we come to market for it. So we talked earlier about some of the new product development and how we come about that. We have 15 items that we're looking at right now with Kevin to produce in the next couple of years, which is really fantastic to have that many products in your new product development arsenal. And so we have to make sure that it hits every single box and every pillar for us as a brand in order to bring it to the market to see relevance and a need for it.
Well, I'm glad that you brought up the pillars, because I think that this speaks to how you all have, as a brand, have maintained this kind of relevance and importance, because you're not coming to market with just anything. It is meant to solve a problem. It is meant to be because it doesn't exist. And so I am, in particular, really excited about what is to come without you guys giving away too much. Another thing that I want to talk about really quickly is Session Salon. Session Salon Play. How is it going about empowering hairdressers?
So Session Salon is it's a really special program. So we're going to call it's a program. It's not a class. It's a series of classes. Okay. So it is a program that comes together. And what's really special about Session Salon is it's a communication, education, and sales program for hairdressers. And I think but we wrap it up in a fashion bow, right? We wrap it up in this package of fashion of what is it like to work backstage. And we link everything back to like being backstage or being on set for a photo shoot. And we teach communication, sales, and education in this really fashion package. Because I mean, truthfully, like as hairdressers, we're creative, we're high movement, like all these things are happening. If we're like, we want you to take a 4-part communication course. Like it doesn't have the same appeal as if we can link it all back to something that feels very exciting, which is, backstage, and backstage is very exciting. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but it's very exciting. There's a Session Salon logo right there. So But what it teaches hairdressers in a way that feels in a really relaxed, like fun atmosphere where we're mood boarding, we're getting creative, we're understanding how products work in a like way that feels a little bit different than just what's written on the back of the bottle. We're getting up and we're doing hair that we've never really done before. Like we're doing runway hair in 20 minutes. Like you have to do it really fast. So it's doing all these things. We're developing presentations. Like it's all this stuff that happens over the course of 4 days that really helps to build confidence in a hairdresser. And two of the biggest things that we can have as hairdresser working behind the chair is good communication skills and confidence to be able to present good and bad news, right, to our clients. But like that confidence in the communication. So the communication skills we teach and then we develop as we go through the program. But the confidence and what we do, and this is a little kind of secret, is we get hairdressers to present their work. There's a real fear. There's a name for it. It's called glossophobia. It is the fear of presenting. It's 70% of the population has this fear. And so even if to some degree, a lot of us do like still get nervous before we present and all of that. So it's a very thing. So, but when you can pluck a hairdresser out of their comfort zone and have them presenting, not only presenting, but presenting in front of your peers, and it's a 10-minute presentation and they did it, right? At the end, like you've done it, like it's a huge moment. It is a huge moment for hairdressers. Like the confidence that is built is something that is uncomparable, right? Like we have such just beautiful, confident, loaded, knowledgeable hairdressers then hitting the market and able to deliver better service to their clients.
I mean, this sounds incredible. How the heck does someone get involved with this program? If this is piquing someone's interest, Sarah, how do they go about becoming a participant?
Coming to Session Salon or being a session stylist. So we say like, your session salon stylist at the end, you also get a trophy, which we love, coveted trophies.
I want a trophy.
So yeah, I want one. But it is through like distributor education. And like it is, our Black Diamond Beaches can actually offer it in salon, but speak to your distributor education managers because there is ways to be able to either offer this in the salon or come to a cluster class.
Incredible. Okay, for the two of you, what is most exciting as you look ahead for brand? Rocky did a beautiful job of setting this up. I mean, there's so much in store, so much growth that is projected and that has already been unlocked. But from each of you, what excites you both the most? Rocky, let's start with you.
Yeah, that's such a big question.
I know, sorry. Let's get into it though.
I'm excited about so much within the future of the brand. So I'll start with new product development. We have some really great products in the pipeline right now that we're really excited to launch over the next couple of years. So I think those are going to be game changing for us as a brand. And those are really near and dear to Kevin's heart and getting those to the market. So we're excited to have that. We're excited about our new platforms, whether it be rewards driven or education driven, getting closer to the hairdresser and being able to offer those enhancements that we're talking about. Excited about the direction of the organization in terms of expansion. I keep referencing getting closer to the hairdresser because it's so important for brands these days to understand what is happening in the market and how to actually adjust as a company to some of those items or some of those needs in the market, if you will. And so for us as a company, expanding our sales force, expanding our independent distribution, expanding the accessibility of the brand, they're all key metrics for us as a brand as we continue to grow, because as we grow, we are going to give back to the hairdresser and make sure that we have these amazing programs like Session Salon and an opportunity to really grow for them personally and professionally.
Incredible. Sarah, what about you? What is most lighting you up about what you expect for the future?
Well, I'm taking the easy way out and I'm just going to say education. Like there's no way around it. I couldn't not say education. But I think just the accessibility of education and getting really excited around particularly in-person education. Virtual education is great to fill needs. Yep. And to deliver information. But we know that the real connection comes from in-person meetings. And for us to be able to have the ability and accessibility to expand those in-person meetings is invaluable. And the reason why I think that I'm so passionate about it is I still to this day remember my very first in-person education class I had with Kevin Murphy. Like, I remember the instructor. I remember like being in this class. I remember, because it's not just about I don't remember anything I learned, but I remember how I felt that
Fair.
it was 18 years ago.
Yeah, no, yep.
But I remember how I felt in this class, and I remember being inspired. And I actually remember the moment that I was like, I want to work for this brand. And that was in that class in Omaha, Nebraska, where I'm from, born and raised, and sitting in the window ledge. Like I remember it like it was yesterday. And so I do like to carry that idea that those moments of in-person meeting and connection is something that's so special to this industry. It's what hairdressers do every day. And so from a brand standpoint, the more that we can be with the hairdresser, I think the better that people feel connected and the more that people understand who we are.
Yes. Yeah. I'm excited on your behalf for education. I'm not a hairstylist, but I want to get in on some of these classes. In the immediate future, so like not projecting out, obviously, as we said, there's plenty of things in the pipeline. Immediately, though, anything that you guys are really, really hot on that you want people to know about in terms of what brand is up to, beyond obviously the partnership with SalonCentric that is hot on people's minds.
Flawless.
Flawless.
All right,
Rocky.
please.
Good one. Is it immediate though? Because it's September.
It's right around the corner, I feel.
I mean, it's basically here. I mean,
basically-
what is time anyway? But yeah, okay, but please, flawless, please.
Well, actually, I guess Flawless is really exciting because Kevin was sneak peeking it all of last year at the tour because the man loves to be the one to let the cat out of the bag.
I mean, if anybody's going to do it, brand
Yeah.
founder, like you make allowances, sure.
He deserves to be able to do it, but it is a new product, a very, very exciting product that is launching in the fall of next year. It is, without giving too much away, because I want everyone to be excited when you start to see things come through for it. But it's one of those, like, I would say it's like a styling treatment balm, if I can say anything on a very top level end, where we're moisturizing, we're adding protein, it's hydration, it's shine, and it's a bond builder in a styling product. So with like just a touch of hold. So it's kind of giving you and hitting so many levels. So I guess when earlier you said, do we need multiple products? And I said, we do need multiple products.
Not in this case.
Unless it's flawless.
Unless it's flawless. Okay. All right. Well, great.
Coming after a big launch for us, which has been Night Shift. Night Shift has been absolutely incredible for us, which is an overnight treatment. Again, Flawless for us, the reason why it's important is because it fills a void within our portfolio. Not only does it fill a void within our portfolio, but it's something different to the market right now. And so to give you some insight, Kevin was so excited about this during the Here's the Thing tour last year. He was, giving everyone like a 20-second sneak peek video on it. And then he's looking in the back of the room and he's talking to me on stage, mind you, of like, Rocky, everybody's going to leave with samples, right? And I'm in the back of the room like, no.
Nope.
But it just shows the excitement level for us as a company of how incredible this product's really going to deliver and really fill a void in the market now.
And it's what Kevin's been wearing in his hair for the last few months too.
Oh,
So.
all right. Well, see, this is the insight. We got scoop here on Volume Up. Very much looking forward to this, as I know that a number of our listeners will be. Last question before we get into our quick takes and we let you guys go. We've just talked about things that you're excited about. If there's one thing that the two of you can say to a stylist right now, if they've listened to nothing else from this pod, what is that message that you want to convey to them?
I think we're still Kevin Murphy. And while some things look a little different, because we've had to meet customers where they are, while some things may look different, we're still Kevin Murphy. We're still the brand that you loved 5 years ago or 10 or 15 or 20 years ago. That is still who we are. Kevin's still here. And the decisions that I will say is Rocky's making the decisions and I'm seeing those decisions happen, that those decisions are for the hairdresser. Ultimately, at the end of the day, like that is the truth.
Rocky, what about you?
Yeah, I would add, listen, we're aware that there's a lot of noise, and that's an environment that we live in, and we're not unique as a brand that really, I would say, is immune to any of the noise. It happens to many different brands anytime you're making changes in the market, and so we're aware of that. But to Sarah's point, Kevin Murphy is still Kevin Murphy. We're still the same forward-thinking brand. We're very excited about what's ahead in the future. We're very excited about the partnership with the hairdresser and building that hairdressing community. That has always been at the forefront in these decisions that we've been making. And we're seeing that play out. And as things have started to settle and redirect now, we're starting to see that, everything is coming full circle. Salons really just want to know where to get the Kevin Murphy at. And we're directing them towards that source. Yeah.
Perfect, guys. Let's do our quick takes and then we'll let you get back to continuing to grow the business, all of the things, all of the education, all of the stuff that I'm worried about the two of you. But it's in good hands. All right, these are the questions we ask of all of our guests. Try not to think about it for too long. So the first one is, if you could instantly master one skill, what would it be? Hair related or not? It's really anything. So Rocky, if you could instantly master something, what would it be?
Speaking 5 languages.
Boom. Okay. Sarah, hopefully that wasn't yours, is it?
It was absolutely mine.
We'll allow it. Any specific languages, gang? Or we just any 5 will do?
Any 5 will do. I have been studying Spanish what feels like an eternity. And if I could be fluent tomorrow, I would give my left kidney. So
you heard it here.
Let's not do that. We have a lot.
Yeah, please don't. We need. Sounds like you're busy. Let's not volunteer organs. Yeah. What is your current go-to song or album? What are you guys listening to?
Current go-to is Fred Again. Fred Again. It's just he's an artist right now from London, and I just find his music so fascinating right now because he's blending this mix of old house music and with new hip hop, and the way he's blended it and the positive vibe and experience and the emotion that you get out of it is so creative. But then he also plays the piano and he's a great vocal artist, so Fred Again is just he's my go-to right now. You could hear him at all times of day for me.
All right, Rocky. Next question. What is a haircut or color trend that you are secretly or not so secretly obsessed with right now?
This is always what my hair looks like. So I don't experiment with myself.
Not for yourself. Sure.
Sometimes I add extensions, but I am obsessed with that micro bob. Like how we had a lob a few years ago and that bob just keeps getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And I see these girls pulling off this bob haircut that like they have no business pulling off. The haircut is so like just the way that it's cut off, but it just looks so incredible. So it's just got like a really cool edge to it. Like you kind of have to, you have to own that haircut, but I'm obsessed with it. It's so good.
Excellent. No, we have been joking about like the Bixie, the short bob, the pixie, like we're in that space for this year. It's definitely the regular bob, the lob. It's a wrap on that. We're sick of those.
I mean, we're cutting a bob straight up to the hairline and just straight across.
Yep, we're pro that. We're pro that here at the Tees. Yep. Nope, we're with you. If you could do a dream celebrity client's hair for a day, who would it be, and what would you do?
Without question, it's Meryl Streep.
That was a quick take. All right. Yeah.
For some reason, I always think about who's the celebrity that like I want to meet. And like, well, I mean, Meryl Streep, I would just give her a blowout. Like, we're not trying to like do anything that's like, whatever. It's not really about the hair. It's about like just having a moment with the great and powerful and almighty Meryl Streep is what it is.
Perfect answer. Last question, we'll let you get back to it. Sarah, what is a tiny thing that made you smile this week? It's early. It's only Tuesday, but I'm sure there's something.
It's only Tuesday. I feel like I'm going to really keep taking the easy answers out, but so with our office being located in Utah, and I live here now, so I relocated to Salt Lake City about 18 months ago or so. And the one thing in this time that I have never ever gotten sick of is the sunsets. Like, it is, like, honestly, it makes me, every time you just see a beautiful one, which is nearly every day here, it really just reminds me where we're at and what we're doing, and does give me that like heartwarm and smile. And I'm just always very excited about it, which is almost every single night. So I have not gotten sick of it yet.
Perfect. Rocky, what about you? Something small that's made you smile this week?
Something small that's made me smile this week. My Welsh Terrier. My Welsh Terrier is amazing. Leia Brooklyn. She's little. She's my dog. I have a pillow of her in my office because she can't be here when I travel. But she always makes me smile. She's always got the best energy, and it's very very high level energy. So I think it really, they say dogs get things from their owners. Not sure if that's true, but
sounds like it could be after chatting with you in this.
I really thought you were going to say her because of your Instagram stories this week, and like having like her on the boat was the cutest thing ever. So
she lived the best life. Yeah, she's going out into the boat, having a swim in the ocean. I live in Southwest Florida, so to see her go from land right into the water, we have a nice little life preserver for her to make sure she's practicing for the people.
She really is living her best life. Wow.
I feel like you should be describing me. Like, I want to do that.
Yeah, I want to do these things too. Beautiful segue. We're going to let you guys go, but where can people find you now that they've listened to you both and they want to learn more? Can we plug some usernames, some Instagram handles, and we'll obviously include everything in the show notes.
Yes. So I am Sarah with an H. So Sarah.lovekm on Instagram. So that's the best way to find me.
Rocky, what about you?
And I am Rocky Rumpel. It is a name that sounds like it's made up, but it is my real name. Just make sure that you follow the right one on there, because there's two of us. The other one's my son. So I am the Rocky Rumpel Senior.
There we are. And Kevin Murphy, where can people find, if they're not currently finding and following? Sarah, could we drop some usernames for the I would imagine, various different handles, and there's probably an education one.
Yes. So we have at KEVIN.MURPHY on Instagram, and the TikTok is the same. And we have at KEVIN.MURPHY.education for our education page. And the TikTok should be linked on there, but it's the same name. So those are the two ones. Kind of like Rocky said, at Kevin Murphy with no dot is some guy that lives in Ohio. So
another Kevin Murphy. Sorry to that man. I'm sure he's getting all sorts of requests
he
for
has
follows.
Thousands and thousands of hair tags.
Yep.
A gentleman on a plane. I was wearing a Kevin Murphy long sleeve tee, and he stands up, and it was like, hey, and I turned around, and he's like, and he said the gentleman, I can't remember his name, but he's like, it's Mark, and he was looking at me, and I gave him the stare of like, I don't know who you are, and he's like, Kevin's my dad, and I was like, we're not talking about the same Kevin.
Different Kevin. See you, Aussie.
I'm wondering if that Kevin Murphy was the one that was in Ohio.
There we go. Wow. All right. Well, thank you both for joining us on the pod. Come back. Well, I'm sure, Sarah, you've already been here twice now, so you'll be back again, I'm sure. And Rocky, you can come back and talk to us about all of the innovation once it's officially official. We'll talk to you about Flawless and more.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll come back anytime.
Fantastic. Can't wait.
All right. They're a good time, those two.
They really are. So I mean, it's such a pleasure. Like, obviously, you and I got to meet them in person. So this was a fun follow-up. And yeah, they really got into a lot. So if you've been interested in the goings-on of Kevin Murphy, I think that this clears up quite a bit.
Sure does. Be sure to hit subscribe, rate, and review, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Read the Tease, and send in questions to volumeup@thetease.com.
Volume Up is a Tease media production. This episode was produced by Monica Hickey and Madeline Hickey. James Arbaje is our editor and audio engineer. Thank you to our creative team for the custom Volume Up theme song and for putting together the graphics and videos for this episode.